Good evening. I'm back again on this platform, and I want your ears for some few moments. I told you last time, and I repeat this time, that these are the things that I'm going to do if you elect me to be the Central Kenya Conference president. This is what I will do if you elect me to be the CKC president. And I said, I'm using this phrase to showcase the things that ought to be done but have been left undone. Last time, in my last video, I discussed about and drew the illustration from the laws enacted in the neighboring country of Uganda to the territory of Central Kenya Conference. And I said that in Uganda, uncleanliness, hygiene was a problem there. And the church, or those who profess Christianity, ought to have taken an opportunity to help the citizenry there to enhance hygiene and such things. And because they failed, laws that oppress the church, okayed by God, have come to that country. So to us over here in Kenya, it's a lesson book that we may see the things we've neglected to do, the problems that are facing the society in which our churches are in, that we may start there so that laws may not come, or if you will, we may delay the time for the Sunday law in this country so that we may have much more time to preach the gospel, to preach the everlasting gospel, to preach the three angels' messages. Now, I brought out that drug and substance abuse is a priority in the territory of Central Kenya Conference. I said that this is a problem that is majorly affecting Nairobi, its metropolitan areas, and Central Kenya. And CKC extends its arms, or rather its jurisdiction is verily in those counties, verily in the areas mentioned. And so CKC should begin programs, should begin to look for ways, solutions to this crisis of drug and substance abuse. I must confess to you, I was trying to look into this thing, and I realized maybe I am behind time a little in the development of the drugs and substances that are being abused nowadays. You know, in our days, we had alcohol, bang, and tobacco as the major drugs that are being abused. I was shocked to realize that nowadays there are drugs even with not funny but absurd names. Like there's one drug I realized called Tap Tap, and many other drugs that we may not even know their names, but they are verily being abused, not just by the youth, but also by those that are old in years. Alcohol has broken many homes, even in history, and this is a crisis. Let me tell you, I ever preached in Kirinyaga, and in Kirinyaga County, that specific locality that I was preaching in for 3 weeks, I never visited a home apart from one that had both the father, the mother, and the children. All these homes were homes of single parents, specifically mothers. Where were their men? Their men were deep into alcohol. That home is the home of the chief of that locality, sorry. And it is the only home that I visited with a whole set of family of father, mother, and the children. All these are the homes of single parents, specifically single mothers. And my experience is not far-fetched because a research came out last week that Kenya is second in the world in the rate of single parenting. And so these things are verily affected by drug and substance abuse. In bringing out solutions to this problem, we are verily helping the society that our churches are in. Let me bring the illustration of the woman in the New Testament called Tabitha or Dorcas, like my beloved wife. And this woman was sewing coats, sweaters. Maybe she was crocheting for the society. And when she died, God had to resurrect her. Why? The society was weeping the loss of one who used to make them coats. It's interesting to note that all the apostles died and God did not resurrect them. But this woman died and she had to be resurrected. It's not an implication I'm making that the courts are important more than the gospel. No, but I'm emphasizing the verse that I read to you in our first video, Sunday Laws in Uganda, showing that good works are profitable and are good to all men. So, these good works that Dorcas was doing, these good works, this sewing of coats, of sweaters, as you will, by Tabitha, were verily and equally important as the preaching of the gospel, profitable to men, such that when this lady died, the society demanded that we want this woman back. How many members of our society can crave the presence of an Adventist church in their locality? How many members of the societies we are living in can crave the presence of an Adventist home in their society? Many cannot, because nothing is being done to bring about solutions to the problem in the societies we are in. And so I ask you, and I appeal to every son, to every daughter of God, what are we doing? What is the conference doing? It's one thing to look at what the conference is doing and what it is not doing, and it is another to ask, what are you and what is me doing for this problem? Or don't you know a drunkard? Don't you know a smoker? Don't you know a drug and substance abuser? You know, some time back, there was, I will say, a little bit of benefit in that children, youth, the adults could only be exposed to evil by going out of their homes, interacting with friends that are already practicing these evils. But nowadays, we are living in perilous days. Why? Because the evil is right here with us, right inside our homes, right at the comfort of our couches, right at the comfort of our bedrooms. The evil is there with us. The phones that we are having have a plethora of evil that they are exposing to all of us, not just the youth, but also the adults. Men, women are learning and being influenced to evil through the gadgets that God has providentially given for the benefit of society. By the fact that technology has a lot of good, it has also predisposed us to be exposed to evil at the comfort of our couches, at the comfort of our bedrooms. And so, your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister is being exposed to these drugs online, in the internet. And these things are leavening them into these problems. And just as I did in my last video, I'm not just here to point out the problem, but to give practical solutions. If the enemy is at the comfort of our couches, of our bedroom, can't the solution be also at the comfort of our bedroom and of our couches? Why can't we have educational, counseling, even videos, demonstrations, utilizing the internet in ways that can impact those that want to be delivered from this torrent of evil? Why can't YouTube videos or internet videos or explanations? Why can't we begin even a blog? Why can't we even begin an online club that can help people come out from alcoholism, come out from smoking bang, come out from smoking tobacco, come out from these other drugs that they are using? As the evil is at the comfort of their couches, at the comfort of their bedrooms, so the solution can also be driven at the comfort of their couches, at the comfort of their bedrooms. And these things that I'm telling you are effective because the people of the world are saying, I have stopped from taking alcohol and I've created a WhatsApp community that I can encourage those that want to leave alcohol to leave it. Why can't the church do these things? These are the things that I will do if you elect me as the CKC president. These are the things that I will do if you make me the Central Kenya Conference president. Now, let me step on some toes a little bit. I said in my last video that this problem is not just in our society. This problem is not just outside of those who profess Christianity, but our children that have been reared and baptized in this church are being affected by drug and substance abuse. Now, if I was the president of Central Kenya Conference, if I was the president of CKC, I will instruct my ministers, I will instruct my elders, I will instruct my Sabbath school teachers, I will instruct my deacons, I will instruct all my departmental heads, especially the head of the Department of Health, to make sure that in all of my conference, people have been taught to leave tea leaves, to leave coffee, to leave any caffeinated drink, because caffeine is a stimulant, a lesser stimulant for that fact. And by partaking of that lesser stimulant, what happens? The urge is created for a stronger stimulant than caffeine. And so, our members are giving their children tea leaves, coffee, energy drinks, cocoa, chocolate. All these things are stimulants. And since they are stimulants, they create the appetite, they create the urge for stronger stimulants, such as alcohol, such as beer, and all these drugs and substances. And so, this is a solution that the Central Kenya Conference can explore. I wonder if this is going to be done. I wonder if when the conference hears this, they are going to implement it. Why do I say this? Because we, as Seventh-day Adventists, have been known for a long time to not be taking tea leaves, to not be taking coffee, to not be taking caffeinated substances. But right now, I weep because in many of professed Seventh-day Adventist homes, tea is served. In many of professed Seventh-day Adventist homes, coffee is brewed and served at their tables. What a shame. What is happening to us as a people? If we do not awake by this call, nothing will awake us anymore. Are we seeing why we are having a big crisis of drug and substance abuse? We have created the urge for the stimulants, and this must be broken. It's time for health retreats. It's time for expositions to make good and better drinks without relying on these stimulants. It's time to conduct health expos. It's time that the members of the church learn how to preserve their health. It's time in our Sabbath services we incorporate a segment to teach the Christians, to teach our members these things. If we do not do this, the society will not only be affected, but we will also be affected. Christians, be careful to maintain good works. Christians, be careful to maintain good works. Christians, be careful to provide solutions for the problems that the society is experiencing. I'm almost done. And this is not just something I'm doing to just rattle some cocoons. This is not something that I'm just doing to try and entice and do entertainment. Not at all. But this is something that I am doing as a protest, calling us to account what we ought to do, what we need to do in this time, in whichever capacity we are in. Will we just sit back and watch as this evil ravages our societies? Will we just sit back and watch as the enemy of our souls take us all captive in these things? Let us be careful, brothers and sisters, to maintain good works. Let's pray. Our Father and our God, we come to you knowing that you hear us. And I come to you to ask for strength, even grace, that we may be able to do what we've neglected for a long time. Help not only those that lead CKC, but each and every one of us to take part, to pull on our sides, that these evils may not continue ravaging our society. Those that are concerned, dear Lord, may you awaken and pour in them thine spirit, that they may be able to lead the way forward. Bless us, we ask, in Jesus' name. Catch you next week, hopefully. Blessings, Maranatha.